In the 2019 season, the Green Bay Packers were one of the most surprising teams in the NFL, as the year prior they went 6-9. The offense was mediocre and their defense was pretty heinous also, as they had been for quite some time, as Aaron Rodgers led them to an undefeated season in 2011. But the defense were, like I said before, they were below average, which that led them to lose in the divisional round against the reigning Super Bowl champs, the New York Giants. Last year, they just had a defense who was in the top 10, and not only that, they're relatively young and kept all their key players. I predict them being better than they once were the season prior. But this is not the video for the Packers as a whole. This is about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has been one of the most prolific and impactful not only quarterbacks but players in general, as he led the Packers to multiple postseason berths and even winning a Super Bowl in the 2010s. But ever since he won that Super Bowl, he has been knocked out in the conference championship, divisional round, and hell, even in the wild card round. And I know every legend comes up short in the postseason. Hell, Tom Brady has been bounced in the wild card game last year, but a player in Rodgers' caliber who is that great of a player and should have won more Super Bowls and MVPs, and seeing how Rodgers only won a Super Bowl, won MVP 2 times, made the Pro Bowl 8 times, and made All-Pro 2 times, and compared to players like Brady, Manning, Joe Montana, it is really underachieving to say the least, especially when you're considered one of the most talented players the league has ever seen. And I'm not taking flat to Aaron Rodgers' career, chill. Rodgers is for sure an all-time great, but when you're talking about ranking the all-time great quarterbacks, especially picking the top 5, I don't feel too confident of putting Rodgers in the top 5, especially the accomplishments and accolades he had, which begs me the question, is Aaron Rodgers' career is underachieving? Now on the A-Man Show. Hey man, say man. This is the A-Man Show, back at it again for more content. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. I post NBA and NFL content for y'all, and click on the notification bell so that way y'all don't miss a video. Now that's out of the way, let's get into the video.
I paid my dues, now I'm a made man. I call my fame, now I'm a made man. You never see me again. I got the juice, now I'm a made man.
Now, Aaron Rodgers has been quite unhappy with the Packers organization lately, despite their pretty continual effort to make the postseason, especially making the playoffs back-to-back. And it's probably because he never had a team around him. And I know what y'all about to say is like, oh, the Packers won their division almost every year, but Aaron Rodgers was the sole purpose of why they were in contention in the NFC, which pretty much shows how great of a player he is, because Rodgers managed to lead a team with a lesser supporting cast despite a great offensive line, but a lesser receiving unit to the postseason almost every year, including the 2010 season where Aaron Rodgers led them to a Super Bowl with only one Pro Bowl receiver in Greg Jennings. After Jennings, majority of the core are either average or below average, and Aaron Rodgers managed to get over the hump and lead them to a Super Bowl. And not only that, 2011 was one of the most disappointing seasons in Packers history because the way they ended their undefeated season, losing to the 9-7 Giants. But Aaron Rodgers in 2011 was truly amazing, as he threw for 4,000 yards for 45 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. He led all quarterbacks in QBR and quarterback rate, which is superb. This man was a bad man throughout that season that led him to winning MVP. He did all of this without a defense to support him. Aaron Rodgers' throwing ability is almost unprecedented and unlike anything we see in a quarterback. He can throw bullet passes from 70 to 80 yards away. He is also very accurate and very efficient, as Rodgers led the NFL in lowest interception percentage 4 times and is of one of 2 quarterbacks in history to have a career rating of 100 and has the highest single season passing rating of all time. So whether you want a deep pass, Aaron Rodgers is the guy you can complete a pass from every single time, and his football IQ is higher than any other quarterback in NFL history. The way he reads defenses, take care of the ball, he can do it all. And if Patrick Mahomes did not exist, which is a future video later on, then Aaron Rodgers is by far the best deep thrower, matter of fact, the best thrower we have ever seen. But the situation that Rodgers would constantly bench just of him not getting along with Mike McCarthy. Now, the things that Mike McCarthy did as a head coach was very suspect, such as him asking for a feet massage during a team meeting, which is hilarious and lazy coaching that went to the Packers' demise, as they never made it close to the Super Bowl since 2010. There are so many games where Rodgers not only showed up in the postseason, but he later carried this roster over teams with 13 or more wins, like the Dallas Cowboys in 2016, where he shocked everyone by beating the highly anticipated Super Bowl favorite led by Pete Dak Prescott and peak Zeke Elliott. He threw for 355 yards for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. And I know the defense dismantled the Dallas offense, but Aaron was the sole reason why the Packers were constantly in the playoff race. If AR was injured, the Packers would be a bottom feeder in the NFC North. That's how good this man is. If you have Aaron Rodgers on your team despite a terrible offense around him, it doesn't matter. You are a playoff team no matter what. Even when this organization has really failed to get him more help to keep them into Super Bowl contentions. Let's look at this Packers trade history. In 2011, they traded away their 129th overall pick to the Denver Broncos. That pick will later be Julius Thomas, who will be a Pro Bowl player and one of Peyton Manning's most trusted options to throw to, which led them to a Super Bowl in 2013. The following year in 2012, they traded away their 62nd overall pick to the New England Patriots. That pick will later be Casey Hayward, who will later be one of the best secondaries in the NFL. So if Rodgers had Julius Thomas, a top 10 tight end with the front office not letting go a corner who will later be another Pro Bowl player because Hayward played a brief stint at Green Bay, that's enough to put them in the Super Bowl contention. But the front office never did that, and that led them being just a playoff contender. Aaron Rodgers, for his caliber, could have won multiple Super Bowls and more MVPs, because the concern is certainly not his talent, but his accomplishments. When you're making a comparison with NFL legends such as Joe Montana, Steve Young, or even a Tom Brady, or even a John Elway, these guys produce the same production as Rodgers, but their accomplishments are more than Rodgers had, which is one of the biggest reasons why Aaron Rodgers is barely a top 10 quarterback of all time. Because if you're really being honest, he is the greatest quarterback of all time if you're judging him off of talent alone. Look at the stats and you cannot tell me that it is legendary, but we got to factor in the accolades, because accolades are what can get you in the Hall of Fame, and Rodgers' accolades is not on par as players like Joe Montana, who won 4 Super Bowls and won Super Bowl MVP 2 times, along with him winning the same amount of MVPs as Aaron Rodgers. And compared to Tom Brady's and his accomplishments, it's not even close. And I know that's not on him that he couldn't achieve as many feats at TB12, but if he was in a better organization, I mean, had he got as great of a front office as the Patriots front office, then Aaron Rodgers is for sure a better quarterback than Tom Brady. And not only that, he will go down as the greatest quarterback that ever walked on the field, because Aaron Rodgers is better at throwing the football than Tom Brady in general, as he got a stronger arm and he is more efficient and accurate than Tom Brady ever was. And when you're making the deep pass, Rodgers is probably a much bigger threat than what Tom Brady is right now. But right now, it's unlikely he's going to further boost his legacy, given how second-year head coach Matt LaFleur is setting his eyes on the future because of Aaron Rodgers' frustration with the organization. LaFleur is not going to deal with angry Rodgers, as they drafted another quarterback in Jordan Love from Utah State. In hindsight, this was a questionable move, but after processing it, it makes sense for the head coach, because if the Packers don't live up to expectations and the more this team disappoints, the more angry Aaron Rodgers is going to be. And look, Matt LaFleur will be fine pulling up the trigger and trading Aaron Rodgers, because the Packers are really set for the future, as they have so many young bucks to develop into young, very productive players, and the defense is one of the best in the league, and they will continue to dominate in years to come. And Aaron Rodgers is getting up there in age, as his contract ends in the next 3 years, where he'll be 40 years old. And looking at this team, they will have a great defense, but offensively, he has Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams in the backfield and a productive O-line. But the rest of them are just not enough to compete with the Saints, the 49ers, and even the Cowboys coming into the season with one of the best offenses in the league. It's going to be tough for Aaron Rodgers to further boost his legacy and add more accomplishments in his resume, seeing his age and play is not what it used to be. So Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented players in NFL history and is a Hall of Famer. We should cherish his last years playing in the NFL. I feel like that he could have accomplished more with his team, as he won a Super Bowl in 2010. The Packers would have competed for more Super Bowls and potentially winning more Super Bowls. But bad front office decisions, bad coaching decisions, and a lack of pieces around him led Aaron Rodgers to an underachieving career. Thank you for watching my video. If y'all really loved the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel for more NBA and NFL content, and click on the notification bell so that way y'all don't miss a video. And that always, guys, this is the A-Man Show signing out.